So I was coming up with video ideas the other day. I knew I wanted the topic to be confidence, but I didn't really know how to pitch it. My video views have been struggling recently, and I needed something that popped. So there's this website called Answer the Public, and you can enter keywords, and it gives related subjects and how much those subjects are searched online. Being a new channel, I figured if I produced searchable content, maybe I would gain some traction in the algorithm. So the results were pretty interesting. Confidence is key, too short. Confidence definition, too boring. Confidence quotes, extra boring. Confidence like a dragon. Okay, I think we're onto something. Confidence of a mediocre white man. I think this speaks to me. So let's address this statement. Confidence of a mediocre white man. So I don't know why people are searching for it. I don't know what it means, but I do know a thing or two about being mediocre. I figure a bunch of struggling white men are out there looking for inspiration, and this was the best thing that they could come up with to search. And it appears to be highly searched because there are a lot of them. Breaking news. So apparently some woman said on Twitter many years ago, daily prayer to combat imposter syndrome, God grant me the confidence of a mediocre white dude. And from there it spawned into this meme of printed totes, mugs, and generic t-shirts. So even women are out there wishing that they were generic versions of myself. Well, woman, what if I told you that you too could strive to be more than a mediocre white version of me? So my main problem with this keyword is I am not at the level of mediocrity yet. So perhaps it is more fitting to title this confidence of a below average, struggling, depressed, anxiety-ridden, agoraphobic, slovenly. Well, you get the picture. Look at it this way. In terms of the Pokemon evolution, I am the starter white man, and then there's this mediocre white man that I will become. And hopefully by the end of this, I evolve into some end evolution Giga Chad Machamp looking fella. So let's get back to confidence. So I have this grand theory that my anxiety and possibly others are due partially, in fact, to a supreme lacking in confidence. I don't know for sure, but I feel like if I could test this hypothesis and come out with some data, it would be beneficial to others. And I'll dig a little bit deeper into that. If you are confident in yourself to overcome anything that comes your way, then what is there really to be afraid of? So here's a quote from Marcus Aurelius. A blazing fire makes flame and brightness out of everything that is thrown into it. Become that fire. You see, if we are confident to overcome anything and any obstacle that stands in our way, then really what is there to stop us? This takes me back to my theory that a person's anxieties, mine in particular, have to do with their lack of confidence, case specific, but I think it is applicable to many situations. If you're afraid to lose your job, you must have confidence that you can get a new one. If you're afraid of going to a social event, you have to have confidence in your own social capabilities, and then if you fail, you have to be confident in your ability to come back and do it again. And I think that is the grandmost confidence of all, the ability to come back, to get up off that horse. Once you fall off onto the ground, you get what I'm saying, to get back up off the ground and back onto the horse. And that might be the most important confidence of all, knowing that when you fall, you trust yourself to get back up and try it again. And that's something you can't lose, your ability to get back and to keep going. Like no matter how many times you fail, if you have the confidence, you trust yourself to try again, then who cares if you fail? You know you're going to do it again, and you can really only get better. So I think that's a really important thing to take away from this. And I know it sucks, but how do we gain this confidence? Really, the only way I know how to is exposure. And exposure it's a scary word, but I also think if you see it as something that can help you, that can benefit you in the long run, it loses a lot of its power when you kind of say, I'm exposing myself on purpose in public for the world to see. That's the type of exposure that we're talking about. So here's another confidence quote for the algorithms. Ask, why is this so unbearable? Why can't I do it? You'll be embarrassed to answer. All right, so I don't know who this Marcus guy is, but he either knows me really well or he wants me to die. But think about that quote. You'll be embarrassed to say it, and it's true. You know, you're afraid to talk to a certain individual, right? If you were to talk about your fear, or if somebody were to say, why are you afraid of that? You may be afraid to say, I don't want my feelings hurt from rejection, because everybody experiences that, and we should be empathetic of the fear. But then again, it does sound a bit silly, and it's not something to minimize, but it's something to think about, to take that power away from it. So back to being a mediocre white man. I know it's pretty cool. Don't say that. So back to being mediocre. I know anybody, you can become me, a mediocre white dude, but honestly, it's not that great. I think inside all of us, there is this Giga Chad looming within, like a Giga Chad looming within, and I think we can become that. We just have to realize that we have the capabilities, and that we have the free will to do it. And we'll talk about that, and we'll explore it in a later video if you want to check out some of my other videos. But I think this is a good starting point to ask ourselves, can we be more than we currently are? Some say be accepting of who you are. I think we can be better, but we can only really test that hypothesis, and I'm about to do that. So stay tuned. We'll find out if we can become more than we currently are, or if we're limited in our capabilities. It's all a free roll right now, man. It's all a free ride, because there's no failure. There's only learning. All right. That's all I got for you today. Thanks for tuning in. I will catch you in the next video. Peace out and keep grinding.